This is the castle of Noggin. Noggin the Nog lived in this castle a long time ago. Noggin the Nog was a king. He was king of all the land around his castle. He was king of the hills, he was king of the farms and fields, he was king of all the people in the land around his castle. The land around his castle was called the Land of Nog. Noggin was a good king. He liked to look after his people. He liked to give them warm socks to wear. He liked to give them good food to eat. He liked to make sure they had good roofs on their houses. One day a man came to see Noggin. The man said, "Please, Noggin, will you help me to mend the roof of my house?" Noggin and the man went to a farmer. The farmer gave them a ladder and some straw. They took the straw and the ladder to the man's house. Noggin went up the ladder to mend the roof. There were many holes in the roof. In a big hole, Noggin saw a nest. On the nest he saw a mother bird and 4 baby birds. Noggin said, "You must not stay there." Noggin took the nest of birds to his castle. He put the nest in a box. He put the box in a tree. Noggin gave breadcrumbs to the mother bird. Noggin said to her, "Tell me, mother bird, am I king of the birds as well as king of the people?" The mother bird did not speak. She ate the breadcrumbs and flew away. Noggin went to find his wife. Noggin's wife was called Queen Nooka. She was in the garden picking plums. Noggin said to her, "Tell me, Nooka, am I king of the birds as well as king of the people?" Nooka said, "Why do you want to know if you are king of the birds?" Noggin said, "I want to know if I am king of the birds so that I can look after them. I want to give them breadcrumbs. I want to give them boxes to make nests in." Then Noggin and Nooka saw the mother bird. She flew over them. She carried a little bell. And as she flew, she rang the little bell. Noggin said, "Why does that little bird ring a little bell?" Nooka said, "I do not know. Let us go to the bird and ask her." The mother bird was in a tree. Noggin and Nooka came to her. They said, "Mother bird, why do you ring that bell?" The mother bird did not speak. She rang her bell and flew away into the forest. "Let us go home," said Noggin. Noggin and Nooka started to go home. The mother bird flew over them again. She rang her little bell. Nooka said, "Mother bird, why do you ring that little bell?" The mother bird did not speak. She flew away into the forest. Nooka said, "She wants us to go with her into the forest." So Noggin and Nooka went into the forest. There were many big trees in the forest. It was dark in the forest. Nooka said, I do not like the dark forest. I want to go home." Noggin said, "Listen, I can hear bells." Then Noggin and Nooka saw many birds, big birds and little birds. All the birds carried little bells. The birds flew through the forest ringing their bells. Noggin and Nooka walked with them. The birds took Noggin and Nooka to a big oak tree. In the big oak tree sat a big white owl. Noggin said, "I think that white owl is king of the birds." "Ask it," said Nooka. "White Owl," said Noggin, "are you king of the birds?" The white owl did not speak. It flew down to the ground. The other birds brought twigs and feathers to the white owl. The white owl made a crown of the twigs and feathers. The white owl bowed very low to Noggin. Then the birds picked up the crown. They flew up into the air with it. They put it on Noggin's head. Noggin said, "What is this crown?" Nooka said, "That is the crown of the king of the birds. Now you are king of all the birds in the land of Nog." "I am glad," said Noggin. "Let us go home and make breadcrumbs and boxes for the birds to put their nests in." As Noggin and Nooka walked home through the forest, the birds flew over them and rang their bells. The birds flew with them to Noggin's castle, except the white owl. The white owl stayed in the big oak tree and shut his eyes.